Coming to you hot. Observation deck of the AirWreckRadio Sports Plan. This is SportsWreck! That's right. This is SportsWreck. It is the second day of October in the year 2013. Across from me, as always, is my man, Coach Buck.
Hey, Cory, what's going on?
And me, I'm Cory from AirWreckRadio.
Yes, we're live.
Yes, thank you for joining us tonight for another installment of SportsWreck. Or I say tonight, or whenever the hell you listen to it. It's a podcast.
So you can listen to it at will.
Yes.
Or, if we have to, we could force you at gunpoint.
That might actually have to happen sometime. We might get resulted to doing that.
Okay. Whatever.
Fire at will, Jenkins.
Jenkins.
So...
How was your week, man?
Well, there was, 7 days that happened consecutively.
That usually happens.
Sun came up every one of those days.
Give me the highlights, man.
I just did.
That was it?
Ba-doom boom.
Nah, I heard you won the office pool, man.
Yes, I won the office pool. But not my office pool.
Guru of the week.
Not my office pool, because my office doesn't do no pools. No, I won your office pool.
I know. Why did I ask you to play?
I walked around work all day going, yeah, I won somebody else's office pool. I feel terrible.
Yeah, I can tell.
Well, yeah, right up until I took the money, I felt horrible.
Yeah,
but
it was pretty close there, too. There were three of you in it at the end.
There was three in the end of the tie?
And it came down to two of you, and it had the same, and you had to go with points.
Nice. And it came down to the points even?
No, you were closest under.
Closest without going over.
Closest without going over.
Oh, yeah, that's standard rules for everything.
They were over by 5.
Well, then you lose. I'm sorry. This is everybody's watched The Price is Right.
And you were under by 2, so you were good.
Yeah, close without going over. That's the rules, baby.
Took the money home. So what you do with that money? Did you go buy lunch or something?
I bought lunch, bought a new set of earbuds because I tear up a set of earbuds every 2 or 3 days.
Too bad you weren't in Houston, because then you could have went and got yourself a Matt Schaub burger.
A what now?
A Matt Schaub burger.
Does it taste like what does it taste like?
Hope it doesn't taste like Matt.
It's a special aroma of Matthew Schaub.
Anyway, this Houston restaurant.
Okay, is this like a Matt Schaub thing, or do they just make a burger named after him?
They named a burger after him.
All right, well that's different.
It's called the Pick Six, and pay for it dearly.
Wow, that's not nice.
Exactly.
That was not the angle. That was not the angle I thought.
Or is it fun?
Both, sir. Both. It's not the angle I thought we were going with this. That was hurtful and offensive to people's feelings.
Anyway, the deal is you can go in there and you can pick 6 toppings for this burger, but you're going to pay dearly.
What is it, $17?
Because it depends on your toppings.
Dear God.
I can't imagine 6 toppings on a burger.
Oh, I just did it in my head like instantly.
Did you?
Oh yeah. Onion rings, blue cheese, bacon, mushrooms, jalapenos, and Swiss.
Nice.
Done deal, pal.
Done deal. Well, anyway, if you go to this restaurant in Houston, you can get one of them Matt Schaub burgers. And the thing is that I find so
pick 6 and fucking pay the price.
I mean, that's great, and it's all because of his game last week. We know that. But I'm like, if you were Matt Schaub, would you be offended?
Hell no. Me personally, like okay. but I'm not Matt Schaub. So you're telling me is they named a food after one of my major failures? Mm-hmm. Would I be offended?
It'd be like if you went into New York City and you walked in a bar and they offered you a Sanchez butt burger.
No, if they were like, yeah, no.
If having problems with that one.
If the sandwich, like we'll call it a sandwich, was named, Cory didn't make it. You know what I mean? I would haul my ass down there today with a microphone and order one. I would love a Cory failed miserably. Can I get a side of shame and failure with that?
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, is Matt Schaub? I would think the guy's got. Yeah, I mean, he's an NFL quarterback. He's got a lot of stuff slide off his back. You know what I mean?
You mean like winning?
No. Yeah, I said NFL quarterback.
Oh. So by slide off his back, you mean dirt. All right.
No, but I mean, you gotta. Yeah, I would think the guy would be, if he heard about it, I would think he'd go down there and order one himself too. I mean,
I'd bring all my friends. I mean, photo ops. I'd call the news. It's great publicity. Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, all ink is good ink, baby. Yeah. There's no. The more they write my name down, the more my price goes up. That's.
Can you think of anybody else that's had a sandwich or something food item named after them?
Not sports figures.
No,
not off the top of my head.
I mean, I could think of sports figures with Clacko's, his bar in New York there. You probably come up with a couple other examples like
John Elway Ford.
Yeah, but that's the name of the dealership. It's not like someone named something.
Yeah. No, it's his dealership.
Which I'm sure it is. I'm sure some bar in Buffalo is named something after a.
Oh, I'm sure there's a Kelly Burger somewhere
or something.
But I just don't know any off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be more out there. But the other thing is, NFL players and businesses after the NFL's over for them, and the ones that go into businesses and stuff. There are a lot of bar and restaurant owners, believe it or not.
The Jim Kelly slider.
Yeah, because he slides out without leaving a tip.
Oh, my shoulder.
I'm sorry, that might have been mean and uncalled for, but it was funny. But speaking of, former sports stars that having new ventures in business, I hear your old running back is opening a bar.
Thurman?
Okay.
Buffalo?
No.
Where?
Batavia Downs.
Really?
Yeah. It's going to be called Rush 34.
So halfway to Buffalo.
Halfway between Rochester and Buffalo, yeah. But I kind of saw this coming with him doing all the advertising for Batavia Downs Casino,
and he has been around a lot near the games a lot lately.
Yeah, and as I said, he's been doing the whole big commercial thing for Batavia Downs Casino, great entertainment destination, blah blah blah.
Is he going to be there?
And
like every night?
I tend to doubt it.
Then blow me. Why am I going?
I'm sure he'll be there once a week for dinner or something.
Why am I going if I don't get to meet Thurman Thomas?
Because it's Rush 34. It's his bar.
No. I want to meet Thurman Thomas or piss.
Well, if you go every day for 7 days, maybe you'll meet him.
I'm not going to Batavia Downs every day for 7 days.
Why not?
Lack of money and lack of desire and lack of fucking being anywhere near it at any
you
point.
You really don't care to see him that badly, do you?
Not enough to drive to Batavia 7 days in a row. No.
Oh, there's a lot of other things to do while you're waiting.
Yeah, gamble money I don't have.
All right.
I'll drop my big $27 pool winning.
Yeah.
Office pool winnings out there, and I'll be done in one race. So before we get slanted off onto the football like usual, because this wasn't supposed to be a football show, do you have anything else to add about sports that's not American football?
Not really, other than I'm kind of starting to get it ready for the NBA here.
Like what? What do you mean about the National Basketball Association?
Yeah.
You mean that game that I know nothing about?
Well, there's a little bit of information for you. Last year, the finals was the Heat and the Spurs, and the Heat won.
Okay, I know the Heat.
LeBron's second title. As far as basketball, I grew up in the 70s and in the 80s, and in the 80s I kind of liked the Celtics, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird, Max Parrish, and I kind of liked the Celtics. And then the 90s arrived and Jordan came on the scene, and I might not have been a Bulls fan, but everybody was a Jordan fan. It's like watching Tiger Woods. You got to watch the best,
Mm-hmm.
And now, fast forward to the 90s, the late 90s, and 2000, and my son was a Knicks fan. So I started paying attention to the Knicks, and so here we are back in New York. Big surprise.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting ready. Knicks were contenders last year, didn't make the playoffs, but I think we're gonna follow them a little bit this year.
Is that what you're following this year for the NBA?
Yeah.
I know very little about the sport.
I bet you know more than you think.
I probably do, because I played basketball.
Right, you know about the sport. You just haven't watched it recently.
I don't know anything about I don't know anything about the league. I don't know anything about the NBA.
It's player-driven league. All you really need to know is also a superstar-driven league.
Well, it's not like some things are like that. Like you can tell me who the best basketball player of all time was without hesitation.
No, I can't, because I've lived through 3 of them. Wilt Chamberlain, Julius Erving, and Michael Jordan. I saw all of them play.
Okay.
They were all.
All right, I won't pick you. I won't pick you because, of course, you had to take my hair and slice it in half.
Well,
but
yeah,
you could ask 99.9% of the people on the street,
and they're going to say Michael.
They're going to say Michael Jordan. You could say hockey. You go up to 99% of Canadians, because you're the only people that care, and ask them who the best hockey player is, and they're all going to tell you the same thing. 99.9.
What are they going to say?
The great one, Gretzky.
Really? I thought it would have been Hall.
No. Football. Who's the greatest football player?
Impossible.
Exactly. It can't be done.
Because we're talking...
There's departments in this game.
Well, the main difference is football is the ultimate team sport. There's 11 guys on that field, and if one of them fails to do their job correctly, you're not going to be successful.
Well, I would say the same thing about soccer too.
What's that?
About it being an incredibly team-oriented sport that if you're not all working in unison, you're not going to be successful.
What do you mean? They're all running up and down the field trying to kick the ball to each other. That's all they're
professional
trying to do.
Soccer. Okay, we're not smashing soccer. Remember, we've had this conversation.
Oh, okay.
We don't smash soccer.
Okay. I'm not against soccer as a sport. I think it's a great sport especially for young people to play. I just don't see a professional soccer as.
I see how those wheels start backpedaling. That was a good job.
Yeah. It's cornerback in me.
Yeah. We're not smashing soccer because even though probably the majority of our listeners are local to us, we are a podcast, which does make us international. And guess what? Once you pretty much pass the white English speaking countries, guess what they don't? What they give a fuck about.
I've never been a fan to appreciate soccer.
I'm not a fan of basketball, but I'm not going to call it all the nasty things I call it off the mic.
Enough said. Enough said. So
no soccer. Well,
next time you're down in Houston, stop and get a Schwab burger.
I'm going to. But real quick about the soccer. It is an absolute professional soccer is absolutely a team sport. That's why it has such rigidly divided positions, and they don't move beyond their position. Defensive men don't move past 20 yards of the goal. If you don't have a good defense, your strikers, your offense is not going to be able to move the fucking ball, and vice versa.
I'm not going to comment. I don't know. I put it this way: I don't know the rules of the game. I don't believe any sporting event should be ended in a penalty kick. I
could absolutely. I don't know enough about the rules either to give you a logical argument.
I understand it, but
I do kind of
from what I've it's not like I have never watched the game, but from what I've seen of the game, you may think they are in rigid positions and stuff, but I have seen what just looks like chaos out there.
Oh, I think that a lot of that is like what you say about football is if you do not understand the game, you don't know what you're watching, so it doesn't look like anything to you.
But some things don't make sense. In football, if you lose a man, you pick him back up, or you try to pick up another man, or whatever, depending on the play. What I see with your rigid defense position is your example, is I say this bullshit. You come out of that 20 yards if you can be a help further up the field.
As a rule, you would if you could be a help, but you're not going to be because that's not where the fuck you're supposed to be. Because it's not because in a game like that, it's kind of like baskhalf. The offense,
so it's like baseball.
No, it's the exact opposite.
No,
what I'm trying to say,
you're sitting out there nine half the time doing nothing.
But
for something
no, what I'm trying to say is there's not an assigned offense for this amount of period and defense for this amount of period. Offense, defense changes with the flick of a wrist, just like basketball. You're constantly moving from offense to defense, offense to defense, offense to defense.
Right, in basketball,
depending on who's got possession of the ball. Well, if I wander as a defenseman, if I wander too far away from my fucking goal, and a flick of the wrist happens, and now my goalie's standing there by himself. So I cannot move out of a certain amount of parameter of space and leave my goal open in case something happens and we no longer have control of the ball.
Okay.
Did you follow me on that one at all?
Yeah, I follow you. I just, next time I watch it, I will try to, discern more about it.
I'm going to learn more about soccer. That's my goal this year. And with SportsWreck, I'm going to learn more about soccer. Somebody's got to fucking do it. Minga. Most of the time I'd rather just talk football.
You start dressing like the soccer fan I know that comes into work, I will kick you in the head.
No, I'll pretty much just wear my Bills gear, thank you.
All
right, speaking of Bills, we covered NBA. I touched soccer. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Taters. What's going on in the professional football world, pal?
Week 5, baby.
Week 5 of National Football League
starts in week 4, and and that game would be
Buffalo
at Cleveland.
BS Cleveland.
I don't know, man. That's a tough pick too.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm gonna go Buffalo, but I have no idea really. I mean, both a couple of decent defenses with shit offenses. I think our offense might be a little bit better.
Yeah, but you're at Cleveland.
But that's the problem.
Prime time, baby.
It's a hard road to sow.
Can you guys play in prime time?
In the dog pound, baby.
Can you play in prime time?
I don't know. We can barely play on fucking Sundays at 1. I'm such a Bills fan, and I have been for so long. I don't like when we're not on Sundays at 1. Like if we have a 4 o'clock game or a Thursday game, I'm upset with it because it's not our time slot.
And I'm such a Jets fan. that usually the game they show if the Bills don't sell out is the Jets game, and I'm always hoping the Bills don't sell out.
Well, that's what I'll do. Is maybe if I turn your headphones up, it'll encourage you to talk into the microphone instead of leaning back.
Okay.
Just sit forward. Stop leaning back.
Hey, man, I told you get me a headset.
We might have to get you a headset. Maybe that's the plan.
Yeah, we'll go shopping.
Yeah. So what's your what do you got going on in the NFL in your notes there, Coach Buck?
You know what? This week I was impressed by Seattle. Like, you know, I knew they were good, but I think they're the team to beat out west now.
Oh, really, sir?
Yeah. NFC.
They are 4-0.
And I'm not slighting the 49ers there at all. You know, 49ers made their adjustments and they came back strong, but
2-2 don't get it done, baby.
Well, come on, it's only week 5.
I know, but 2-2. You know who else is 2-2?
Who?
Dallas Cowboys.
You know who else is 2-2?
The New York Jets.
Yeah.
You know who else is 2-2?
Who?
The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. 8-8. Can you say 8-8? 8-8.
I would pay for 8-8, pal.
Well, and Fanboy gave me such a hard time when I said this about his team. And, you know, so far it's panning right out just like I expected. But anyway.
Cleveland Browns are 2-2. Cincinnati Bengals are 2-2. Houston Texans are 2-2. Chargers are 2-2.
So, out of all these 2-2 league teams, though, out of all these 2-2 teams, you're going to have to, some of them are going to make the playoffs. Imagine 1 or 2 are going to have to make the playoffs. And that's not unheard of.
Yeah, no, that's not out of the realm.
So that's the average right now in the NFL, 2-2. Right?
Gotta be.
Yeah, there's probably more 2-2s than there are 3-1s.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
but there are a fair amount of 1 and 3s.
Yeah. So 2-2 is pretty much average. And then there's the 0-4 teams.
Oh, I think there's 4 of them.
Yes.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, surprise.
The swashbuckling Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I think that's all that's 0-4.
Yep. And on the other end of the spectrum, 4-0.
The undefeated end?
Yeah.
New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
The Denver Broncos.
I was getting to him.
I know you were. You just salivating over.
I was kind of building up to it. I was going to go Saints next, working on their next perfect season.
You were saving yours for last.
And I was saving my boyfriend for last.
Yeah, I know. You're a little man crush there. But we missed somebody.
Who'd we miss?
Saints.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say, I was going to do the Saints before Denver.
Saints, man. These are the Saints.
I was going to do the Saints before Denver and then finish up with Seattle.
Messed you all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
whatever.
It's one of my talents.
Who gives a flying... See, now I don't even want to swear because we had this big argument pre-show.
It wasn't supposed to be an argument.
About swearing.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, go fuck yourself.
All right, it does make me feel a little bit better. You pointy face mother.
So, does anyone know what's wrong with the Giants?
No.
The Bucks are like a combined 9 points from being 3-1. So the benching of Josh Freeman and Glennon coming in last week may have been fortuitous.
Fortuitous? Ooh.
Pulled that one out, huh?
That was a 75-cent word if I ever heard one. Fortuitous.
Yes, it's not my favorite.
I didn't know you were so well refined, Coach.
25-cent word is...
No, that was a 75-cent word.
Oh, that was 75 cents?
That was a 75-cent word.
Give me for egregious.
Egregious, I'll give you 79.
That's my favorite word.
79? Or egregious?
Egregious. Yeah, the Bucks are like a combined 9 points away from being 3-1 instead of 0-4.
Yeah, well, as we've talked about this several times, sir, it don't fucking matter what any other number reads, except for the one under the W.
I understand, but at this point, we're all the teams are all trying to get to that point where they're getting the win instead of the L. So, but in Pittsburgh, I don't know what's wrong there either. I mean, their defense seems soft. The receivers aren't clicking. And then there's Jacksonville. Jacksonville's the sleeper this week, by the way.
Oh,
I have this in from...
Who are they against this week?
The Rams. And I have it in from the Ram fan. That he thinks that game's the trap game.
That's the pick of the week?
No, that's the trap game. In other words, everyone thinks the Rams are going to beat them. But
I don't know. Rams are 1-3.
Yeah, and he's a Rams fan, okay, this guy, Tony. And he's telling me it's trap game. He thinks everyone's going to bet the Rams to win, but he thinks Jacksonville may be able to win this game. He sees a lot of weakness in his Rams, and let's face it, man.
I don't know. I really don't know enough about the NFC West. I really don't.
He could have faked it.
I was trying, but I had nothing. I'm going to fucking totally go with Jacksonville this week because I'm going to say that they have enough talent and they got to be getting hungry. Are they at home?
They are at St. Louis.
Oh, ooh.
I'm sorry, I was away from the mic.
It's at St. Louis.
Yeah.
That kind of changes the call there a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I see what he means by being a trap game because, I mean, my first instinct is St. Louis all the way. But he's my intel for the Rams, and he's telling me he doesn't like this game.
But the numbers here, what I'm looking at, are real close between the two of them, and they have home field advantage. That's making me kind of want to fall the other way.
3 points, man. Home field advantage is 3 points.
And a whole lot of noise.
3 points.
And the 13th man.
3 points.
And the 13th man.
3 points. And it's the 12th man.
12th man.
13th man. Man, where are you? On the 19th green?
That's exactly what I was thinking, 19th green.
Oh, that's funny.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I'm going to get drunk when I'm done doing this golfing thing.
Let me just backtrack a minute. Buffalo, Cleveland, you went with Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Oh. And unfortunately, we jumped way ahead to Jacksonville.
Yeah, no, we can go back if you want to do the picks. We were just bullshitting around.
We
want to do the picks.
Write it down while we're doing it, so I'll put it in order later. All right. Anyway, New England, Cincinnati at Cincinnati. This is interesting.
I don't see how this is interesting.
You don't?
No, I see this as a win.
You should
Brady.
Pull up the stats for last week's New England game while we're talking here. Okay. Just actually, if you go to ESPN.com, there should be an article about Brady's game last week, and here's the deal. Cincinnati's defense is improved, okay? Much improved. New England, people are starting to wonder how they're winning.
I can already tell you how they're winning.
Well, first of all, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, there's only one answer. Well, there's two answers. The answers consist of two parts.
Okay.
It's the same song I've been singing, and people will fucking beat me to death with it. But one of them starts with the word Bill,
yeah.
And the other one starts with the word Tom.
Yeah, but see, it's just a generalization. But how are Bill and Tom pulling this magic trick off?
Well, because they have just enough football players on the field to pretend like they're playing football.
Pretend? They're 4-0.
And
It's not about pretending.
As long as these receivers and tight ends pick up 50% of what Brady's throwing down,
50%, they wouldn't be playing with Brady.
But that's my point. Is even if they picked up 50% of what they're throwing down, the accuracy numbers would still be higher than most of the fucking quarterbacks that they play.
I don't believe that's a valid argument.
I don't know if the numbers to back it up, but I bet you it's not too far off.
Okay, but that's not where I was headed. All right. Here's the deal. They're 4-0. New England's 4-0. Two of their opponents, I'm sorry to say, were Buffalo and the Jets, which are both subpar opponents this year.
Well, that's a good point.
At this point in the season.
That's a good point. And
okay, we all know anything
so they're
can
beating
happen.
the hell out of the division.
Okay. Exactly. But they're two subpar opponents. And who else did they beat? I'm sorry.
I have no idea, dude.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. Atlanta?
Hotlanta.
Yeah, which was a kind of surprise. Actually, Atlanta's been kind of a disappointment this year.
I pick New England every week, and so far every week.
Well, unless they go undefeated, that's gonna not work out eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, but so they beat Atlanta and they beat Pittsburgh, another subpar team. So they've actually beat three subpar teams, although Pittsburgh, I think they're only subpar because of decimation injuries and stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't know what's going on there. But so they're 4-0, but they've played three subpar teams. Now going forward for the rest of the season, their season next week they play New Orleans. The week after they get a bye, they play the Jets. Then they go to Miami, who's playing good ball. Probably. I mean, they're number 2 in the division right now. So their schedule toughens up towards the rest of the year. But here's the thing. What is this magic trick that we are seeing? And can we continue to see it? Now, last week they played Atlanta. Good team. What? Was it Atlanta or Miami? I'm sorry.
No, they certainly didn't.
It was Atlanta. A good team. But here's the thing. You look at the stats. Brady had 4 receivers that he spread the ball around to.
Yeah, he doesn't need one superstar. He'll make 4 mediocres.
Mediocres? Dude, I don't know any one of the 4 guys. Mm-hmm. I think I've heard of Devlin.
Yeah, well, exactly. He doesn't need a superstar receiver. He'll turn 4 shitty receivers into one guy.
No. These aren't shitty receivers. These guys caught the ball. They didn't have the big name, the big contract, and have it hit them in the hands and drop it. They caught the ball.
Receivers don't catch balls.
These guys do.
The NFL has shown us that.
These guys do. I was amazed. These 4 nobodies he spread that ball around to, and they won the game. It's like smoke and mirrors.
No, it is not smoke and mirrors. It is a motivating coach and team general. And these are still professional football players, whether they're the top paid athletes in the world or not. The other guys are still high caliber. Even the worst NFL player is a high caliber football player.
Given.
You know what I'm saying?
Given.
So when you got a guy like Brady who can literally just put your arms out. Just go where I told you and put your arms out.
Well, catch it.
And the ball falls into their hands. You know what I mean? And you got a guy like Belichick who can really friggin' motivate you on the practice field. You're gonna be able to turn out some. It's not smoke and mirrors. It's football. It's good old fashioned football, and it just shows you how goddamn good Brady is. He doesn't need weapons. He's his own weapon.
He's only half the equation.
Yeah, and Belichick, yeah.
No. On the field, Brady's only half the equation. Whoever he throws it to is the other half.
If he could just catch the ball, too,
well,
they would never lose.
Then I would have to just give up on watching football. I couldn't take that much of Brady.
I don't think he could.
I don't think I could hate him anymore.
I don't think he could take that much of Brady. He'd blow his own head off. Oh no! It would just get so filled with ego it'd explode on its own. My mistake.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just find it amazing. I cannot recall a team whose 4 starting receivers were out and 4 new names came in and they just never lost a beat. Never lost a beat.
Well, I think there's got to be a beat lost, but I don't imagine it was.
They're doing well. Their test is this week. Not this week, next week, New Orleans. This week, Cincinnati is not a bad test, but New Orleans next week, jeez.
I'm having issues finding the article you were looking for.
Don't worry about it. I pretty much covered it.
Notes on the board. You wanted to talk about team management. Speaking of team management, I had to do some time management there. Did you see that? Professional broadcasting. Oh, yeah. What did you want to say about team management there, Coach?
It sucks.
All right, and moving on to the next subject, we wanted to talk about defenses in the NFL.
We already kind of touched on that with the Seattle deal and stuff.
Yeah, and the Cleveland surprise defense, and the Jets surprise defense.
I don't understand the power rankings on the Jets. 2 weeks ago they were 27th. Last week they had moved up a little bit, but I kind of felt their defense is playing a little better. I mean, they're keeping opponents under 20 points a game for the most part on average, and
I don't know. My defense has been a sack fucking factory, and I don't know why we're not ranked higher than we are. No clue.
Well, it's like...
And keeping the yardage down for a fair amount.
It's like the formula for the passer rating. There's other things involved.
Yeah.
Yards allowed, all that, So, but yeah.
Formulas outside of my knowledge.
I'm actually impressed with the overall defenses I've seen this year. I mean, other than Jacksonville and, Tampa Bay, but
we were just busting balls about the defense thing. We wanted to talk about team management.
Yeah. Well, my point on team management was this Josh Freeman deal. I don't know if you've heard, but there's a lot of leaks coming out that...
Fill me in, Coach. This is why we do the show. You're teaching me.
Yeah, oh God. Anyway, there's leaks coming out now that Tampa asked him not to show up to a meeting. There's now talk that he has ADHD and all this other stuff, and it's just being handled really, really poorly.
Him and 70% of the kids in high school in America.
Right. But, I mean, the way the team is handling, his benching and everything else, the whole deal's poorly. He's asked for a trade now. They don't know if they want to give him a trade. I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to give him a trade? You just benched him and you just talked behind his back, to the media. So, and I'm just tired of seeing this kind of mismanagement and bad management from a lot of NFL teams. And, there's bad management where, okay, they're not really detrimental to the product, but they're not helping the product. And then
they're detrimental to the product.
I'll give you an example. Well, what I mean is passive. Ralph Wilson.
Oh,
okay. How many years was he passive, and what was the outcome? Okay. Even with players, I mean, let's face it. Tony Romo on any other team would have been replaced years ago.
Yeah.
He went 7 years without a playoff appearance.
Yeah, when I didn't get a playoff in 3 years, I had to cut you.
Yeah, exactly.
And your coach.
Hell with your player rating. Show me the wins, baby.
Yeah, I said it before, and I'll say it again. You agree with me. All these other numbers are fun, but the only one that really matters is the one that sits underneath the W.
That's it. That's it, baby. So, as a Jets fan, I've seen bad management for years.
Bad company.
Starting with the Sanchez draft and Ryan coming to town. The first 2 years were fine because they were winning and making the playoffs and everything. But then what happened was Rex didn't have total control. He was splitting it with Tannenbaum and Woody Johnson.
Okay.
And Tannenbaum, he decided he was going to get his name in the papers and get marquee players and all this other stuff.
He's already got a song.
And I'll celebrate that. I knew that was going to rankle you.
Oh, Tannenbaum, Tannenbaum.
But anyway, the way they handled the departure of Pennington, the way they're handling the departure of Sanchez, and Sanchez has been nothing but a stand-up, classy guy. He's never said bad word one about how he's been treated. And
yo, SA, this shit fucked up, yo.
Oh yeah.
This shit's fucked up,
and
yo.
I hope Mark goes somewhere and he's successful. I really do. Everywhere, anywhere except the Cowboys. Actually, that would be. I
don't know that I hate the Cowboys. I think I hate Tony Romo. I don't think I hate the Cowboys.
I don't even hate him. I just don't understand the adoration he gets and how he's always ranked in the top 10 quarterbacks because of his lousy passer rating.
It's like the complete opposite.
The guy has made the playoffs once in 10 years.
It's like the complete opposite. I don't give a shit about the fucking Detroit, but I love Peyton Manning. So now I'm a Detroit fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's the exact opposite situation with Romo. I don't think I hate Dallas.
You know what I'm trying to think? I'm trying to rationalize now in my head because, I know I bash Romo and I know I bash Dallas. And it's all because a friend of mine's a big Dallas fanboy. And if you don't know what a fanboy is, look it up and you'll find out they're annoying.
Make sure you turn your restricted filters on before you do that. Google filters on.
But, trying to be unbiased as possible. I don't hate the Cowboys, but the fanboy makes me dislike them. And, actually just desserts would be that Sanchez went to the Cowboys because he is trash Sanchez since he's been in the league and then made the Cowboys successful with Sanchez. Then I'd be like, okay, fanboy.
Yeah, all right. You win this day, sir.
This is a nice little get me back. Now you're successful with my quarterback that you hate.
Yeah. Good for him. Tally-ho. Round chaps. Yeah. Assless chaps.
So, yeah, I just don't understand why management has to mishandle stuff like this. Why can't they just... the writing's on the wall. We know what you're going to do.
Well, we know you.
As soon as you benched Freeman, we knew he was done. As soon as Sanchez went out, we knew he was done. And then when he declared surgery, we knew he was done. We know this.
And then I'm not going to get surgery. I'm going to rehab it. No, you're not.
But see, too many cooks in the pot spoil the broth. Here's the thing. In Jets land, if Rex was running the show, I think they'd be more successful if he was running, if he had total control, if he had Belichick's control. Okay? Belichick and Kraft goes like this. How you doing, Bill? Good. Need anything?
Fine.
Need anything? Nope. I'll let you know. That's how it goes.
Have a good day, Bill. Just keep bringing the Super Bowl, sir.
That's
Thank you.
But Woody, he thinks he's Jerry Jones Jr. He's got a tinker. And
no, that's why you own football teams. You had money, not football knowledge. See, that's what owners have a problem thinking they know football just because they had money. That's not.
And they're a fan. We're all fans.
And even if you did know football,
and you may be
40 years ago when you played with your leather helmets.
And I'm not saying you don't.
It's not what we're playing now.
I'm not saying I know it's business.
We're not talking business.
But and I understand it. I understand it's all business, but you can't. Why do you got to be snide about it? Why do you got to treat people badly? Just come out and tell them.
I'm sure you get every dollar's worth you can out of every inch of advertising space in your stadium. You know why? That's good business.
Right.
However, when it comes to X's and O's, shut the fuck up and write a check.
Exactly. Hire somebody who knows what they're doing. Actually, that's getting harder and harder to do like that.
Well, I know. What about?
But here's an example. Coaches they have a shelf life too, and I kind of think Belichick may be at the end of his.
I don't know. Nominated for Coach of the Year. It's week 4.
It's true, but as I ran down it, 3 subpar teams so far. The schedule's going to get tougher.
Well, his competition for Coach of the Year is getting tougher
They're
too.
only averaging 26 points a game. That's not Patriot-like.
Well, yeah, no, they don't have the offensive weapons.
But I'm not writing them off. Believe me, that's not my point here. But I'm just saying, we'll see. Their schedule's going to get a lot tougher the rest of the season.
But I stand behind the fact that Brady doesn't like to lose.
Well, of course not.
All right, I tried to segue into the Coach of the Year thing.
He is a consummate professional.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That dirty, rotten.
Well, maybe you'll get him at the twilight of his career like you did Bledsoe.
Oh, joy. Twilight, the sun had gone down.
Well, but here, that's my point with Belichick here. And when I say his
midnight.
His shelf life might become a 10 because look at Andy Reid. Philadelphia, 14 years. He wasn't a bad coach. The last 4 years that they had a losing season, he had run his course there.
How long was Gibbs at
Reid?
No, I was thinking of Joe Gibbs.
Oh, I don't remember. But that's a different era. I'm talking now. Now, the longest 10-year coach is probably
in
Belichick.
Today's age? Oh, it's got to be Belichick. There's no question. It's got to be Belichick.
It's 14 years.
It's got to be. There's no question. I wish my internet's down or I'd look it up.
Yeah, it's got to be Belichick. And before him, it was him and Reid. Reid was 14 years in Philadelphia. He had run his course. He gets fresh players, fresh venue in Kansas City, and they're off to 4-0. I'm sorry, they're not 4-0. They're 3-1. But
3-1, whatever, close enough.
Yeah, exactly. So it goes to tell you he's not done coaching by any stretch of the imagination. He just ran his course in Philly, and it was time to move on. Different venue, different situation. That's all it is.
Yeah, they might say that in New York about old man Coughlin.
That's why I think maybe that'll happen to Belichick.
You never know. Wouldn't that be the shit? Belichick to go to a losing team and turn it into some friggin' winners.
Oh, sure. Either that or he'll be the one to coach a team that makes the playoffs more or less consistently for 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
It'd be like someone bury the guy, please. Ready to make some picks?
Yeah, let's get that jobby done, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we wrap up things around here in SportsWreck.
You did so well last week. I think I'm just going to copy you this week.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Not. I don't have my information in front of me either, so I'm blind.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll get started, and then I'll fill you in.
I feel dead without my computer.
I know.
My internet connection.
So, do you have your little cheat sheet I gave you?
No, that's why I feel dead without that as well.
Oh my God, you're so unprepared tonight.
I am, but I don't know what the hell I did with the little cheat sheet.
Yeah, well.
It's around here somewhere.
They're hard to come by.
I know, it's around here somewhere.
We gave them out at work, and we only ordered like 400 of them.
And you have 0 left?
There is 0 left.
Well, I'm proud that me and Pops both got one.
Oh, absolutely. And the sad part is, some guys have come back. I lost mine. Sorry, man.
Sorry, bro. It's around here somewhere.
So, you like Buffalo?
Yeah.
Is that a heart call?
50-50.
50-50. I got you.
50 heart. I bet against them last week and fucking lost because of it. Bastards.
Don't you hate that?
I should bet against them. You know what? I take that back. I'm betting against them. I bet for Cleveland.
Oh, you're gonna flop?
I'm gonna flop. I'm betting for Cleveland.
I can't believe you're flopping.
Hoping that the Bills win.
Are these the picks I'm gonna hand in for you tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm betting for fucking Cleveland because I bet against Buffalo last week and they won. So we're gonna try to ride that train.
You know what? See, that's my problem with the Jets, man. You know, they're my team. I don't want to bet against them.
Neither do I, but I prefer them to win.
The games I think they should win, they lose. In the games I think they're going to lose, they end up winning. I can't win. Moving on. Big battle up in the Midwest this week. Detroit at Green Bay.
Ooh, now finally we found a football game.
Oh, crap, I want to watch that game.
That is a good game.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, how the hell do I... Well, it'll probably be on a bar somewhere.
Yeah, well, actually... Yeah, because they're going to show New England here.
Yeah, they'll show New England. They're not going to show that game here.
Man, I'll go... It's an NFC game. We may get to see that game on Fox.
That might happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my boyfriend. My boyfriend's back and he's going to whip your ass off. Peyton's my man.
We're not talking about game.
You said Denver, didn't you?
No, Detroit and Green Bay.
Oh, you said Detroit. I think you said Denver.
Detroit.
I don't have my pick list in front of me.
Ah.
So it's Detroit, Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay.
Yeah, that's the game we're talking about here.
I thought we were talking Denver, Green Bay.
Midwest, man. Not West.
Yeah, well, you're right.
Detroit, Green Bay. Megatron. Who do you like?
I told you. I go Green Bay.
Really?
Yeah.
And you went with Brady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brady, you went New England. At Cincy, you went with Brady.
Yeah.
Brady and Company.
Yes, sir.
That's what they should call the team.
Just the New England Brady's.
Brady and Co. Talk about nicknames. Another great matchup this week. God, I wish I could watch 3 games at once. Seattle at Indianapolis. I'm going with Seattle, but I do it very hesitantly.
I have classically this year picked in favor of the Colts, and they have done very well for me.
Yeah. I think the Colts have identified themselves as a smash-mouth football team. They're going to ground and pound it. They're going to throw it when they need to, and they're going to play smart football. And they're going to hit you hard. They're going to beat you up like
I'm going with my boy.
The Jets beat the Bills.
I'm going with my boy Luck.
Andrew Luck. Cory goes with Luck. I'm leaning towards Seattle. I'm thinking I probably won't have my.
I bet against them constantly, and they constantly lose that pick. But Indianapolis has been good for me.
Yeah, and just so our listeners know, our tens of listeners,
you don't know how to do it. You suck at hype. Our thousands and thousands of dedicated, loyal listeners, the SportsWreck fans out there.
Yes. Just so you know, I'm not writing down my picks right now because in our pool at work, I'm going to be the last one to go in. We had a little spat between a few of us.
So the listeners aren't getting your official picks this week? We'll have to go over them next week?
I may flop, yes. So, I'm telling you who I'm leaning towards, but I'm not writing anything in stone right now.
Homosexuality.
Yeah.
No? Yeah?
I can't write that in stone either.
You couldn't write that on paper. You couldn't spell it. Move on.
Didn't I use fortuitous?
Yes, you did. Now spell it.
Damn it.
Moving on. What's next, brother?
Baltimore at Miami.
Ooh.
Now,
going
surprise
to Miami.
Last week, your team beat Baltimore.
For no good reason whatsoever. Oh, yeah, there's a very good reason.
Yeah, a little confusion at the end of the game, but, they came out with the W. That's all that counts.
A lot of shitty calls, like not shitty wrong calls on the officials. They're all right calls, just shitty to have been made calls.
Well, not even that. There were a couple that were just executed funnily, sloppily. It worked out, but it's like, what are you doing?
And running the ball on 3rd and 18. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know why teams do that. I think they think they're going to surprise them. Oh, they need to pass, so now we'll run. When it's 3rd down, doesn't matter. They're going to leave a couple guys in the box.
Yeah.
It's like for years everyone says, "Oh, kick the field goal. It's 4th down. Go for it." You stupid shit.
If it is 3 yards or less, go for it.
Thank you. Hey.
3 yards or less inside the 50.
Yes.
Go for it.
Absolutely.
What do you got to lose?
Nothing.
They're just gonna kick it through the end zone. You're just gonna kick it through the end zone and give them the 20 anyways.
Exactly. Baltimore at Miami. Who do you like?
I'm going Miami.
Really?
I know. I hate it. Fuck the fish.
No, it's not that fuck the fish.
Fuck the fish.
Oh man, I think I don't like Baltimore more.
Stupid expansion teams. At least the Miami Dolphins are a real football.
Really?
No, I won Miami.
Yeah. Well, Courtney will be glad to hear that.
They're undefeated. They're 3-1. 3-1. They're on fire.
They are. They're playing good ball. Good ball.
They're on fire, and the Baltimore Ravens just cannot find themselves.
No.
They cannot find the groove. Whatever it was, they won them a Super Bowl last year.
Flacco did start to turn it on.
Well, it might take Flacco a little bit to get himself turned on. You know what I'm saying? Little fluffer action, baby. Ooh. Moving on.
Yes, okay. This is not Playboy Channel.
I want you to take your hands and rub them across your manly bulbous chest.
Another great matchup this week.
What?
New Orleans.
Nolans.
And Chi-Town.
In Chi-Town. Oh, shit.
Tell me this week's picks.
The Bears are going to shoot you, and the New Orleans Saints are going to steal your soul.
And the Saints.
That's right, it was a voodoo joke.
Saints defense. Well, guess who's defensive coordinator at the Saints?
Who's the defensive coordinator of the Saints
It would
coach?
be that fired defensive coordinator, brother of my head coach.
Oh, the other Ryan.
The other Ryan.
The lesser of the Ryans.
I don't know.
I don't know. He might be the greater of the Ryans
He's
now.
definitely the bigger of the two now.
Yeah, he certainly is. And has always had better hair.
And Rex always says he's the best looking one in the family. Anyway, he's revitalized that defense in New Orleans, and he is a good defensive coordinator. And he was the scapegoat in Dallas because Jason Garrett's the head coach, and New Orleans they're playing the kind of defense they did under Williams before he got banned from the league for that bounty gate.
So where are you going?
So I'm going with New Orleans.
Going New Orleans too.
And I'm telling you right now that pick is gonna be a lock for me.
I'm pretty confident in that.
I like New Orleans a lot better. Philadelphia at the
PA.
New York Football Giants.
Philadelphia, PA.
Which normally this would be like huge matchup division opponent, NFC East.
Yeah, it'd be a huge matchup division.
Unfortunately,
neither team is talented at all.
That's not true. Philadelphia's got a lot of talent. Their problem is they can't sustain it during the game because of their hurry-up offense and lack of defense. The Giants, I have no clue what's the problem there, but I'm going to go with the Giants.
Something is fucking broken, dude. I don't know. I'm not a sports analyst enough to figure that out.
The only one playing decently is Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz and Eli are the only two even trying.
Eli's not even playing decently, but he's trying.
I think he's feeling the pressure of the...
Oh, because that's how he is, man. He's Manning.
He's not winning. Yeah. There's something wrong.
Yeah. Might not be the same style, might not, whatever, but
I'm not winning.
He's got 2 wins. Remember that.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Giants.
The Eli knows how to win, so there's nothing wrong. Yeah. I'm going. I'm gonna go Philadelphia Eagles.
Really?
Yeah. Just make sure you can't copy me, bitch.
I gotcha. Okay. I see how you are. Don't want me rubbing off on you.
Yeah, sometimes I will take a pick just because for no good reason whatsoever. Yeah. No mathematical reason. I'll just be like, okay, I don't know, so they've got a tougher mascot.
I like their mascot better. That mascot let me take his picture.
Oh, which one did Bill do? No, I'm not doing that one. Fuck that. Moving on.
Kansas City.
Kansas City, here I come.
Kansas City, baby. I tell you, I'm riding that train. I'm wearing the orange or the
Who
red.
are they playing?
Tennessee.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm riding Kansas City train, baby. I'm telling you.
God, I hate you.
Back to Kansas City.
I think I hate you.
Why?
Because that's a tough one.
It is.
Kansas City.
This whole week is tough lineups. I mean,
Kansas City's 4-0.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans
3-1.
No, 4-0.
4-0.
I forgot to put Adam to the list earlier. I missed him when I gave you the list.
They played a Thursday night game already, though.
And you said Tennessee Titans?
Yeah.
They're 3-1.
I'm liking Kansas City. I don't know enough about the Titans.
But every winning streak has to break. Let's go Tennessee Titans.
All right, that's your call. I'm going with Kansas City.
It's a good, strong, logical call. I think I'm going with the opposite of what is strong and logical.
Well,
it's the NFL, and I'm tired.
Some of it's heartfelt, too. Old girlfriend.
Long lost loves.
Yeah, baby. Jacksonville at St. Louis. This is the trap game.
Right? Yes, you've been stuck on this.
Trap game. And my first instinct was St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. As is mine.
I mean, not to mention that, but my St. Louis fan that I talked to, he's hesitant. He doesn't know. He thinks he may go with Jacksonville because he sees it as a trap game. He thinks Jacksonville's in dire need and is going to come up with the win, and he doesn't like the way his Rams have been playing.
So who am I to argue? I'm going Rams.
I'm going to go Rams. You're arguing. Carolina at Arizona. Can there be a less interesting game this week?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the East Rochester Bombers are playing.
Okay. I'm going with Arizona on that one, baby. I don't see Carolina gelling.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cardinals, too. Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals, my man. The Cardinals.
And, let me see here. Oh, I got to get caught up here. I'm falling behind. Can't believe that. That's just wrong. All right. This game.
How many games we got left?
1, 2, 4.
Okay.
This game.
Uh-huh.
This game's going to tickle you.
Tickle my what now?
Well, everything. It's your man crush.
Ooh, okay. Now we're on the Denver game, finally.
And he's visiting our favorite quarterback in Dallas, Tony Romo.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me that.
Why are you laughing? This is the marquee game. This is...
I wonder what football tastes like.
I can't believe they didn't make this the Sunday night game.
I wonder what Peyton Manning's football tastes like. I bet you Romo's going to find out. Hey, Romo, watch this. This is what our real quarterback's like.
And that's not fair. But I will say there's definitely two different styles of play there.
Yeah, one wins and one's a complete loser.
Oh, my God. I'm going with Denver. I know you're going with Denver.
No, I'll go with Dallas.
Yeah, okay. I can't even write that down. Penn stopped writing.
I've bet against them every week this year.
So have I.
Every week.
So have I. And, hey, right now.
Paid off a couple times.
Yeah, 50-50. 8-8. I called it at the beginning of the season, our first show. I said Dallas is 8-8 this year. Heard it here first. Anyway, I can't believe that's not the Sunday night matchup, though.
Who's the nighttime?
That's gonna. I'm gonna jump a game, but that's Houston at San Fran. Which is,
what? Who gives a fuck?
I wonder if Matt Schaub will send
Houston.
I wonder if Matt Schaub will send them a bunch of burgers.
That would be fun. That would be fun. Houston. Who gives a shit about this game? Nobody cares.
What do you mean? They're not doing bad.
Nobody gives a shit. I'm picking Houston and moving on.
You don't like San Fran?
No.
Really?
No.
I kind of figured you'd go with San Fran.
I wanted to go with San Fran, and then they showed me that this year that they cannot fucking make anything happen.
That's not true. They woke up last week.
Oh, I didn't see last week's game.
See? You didn't do your homework, though.
Yeah, well, moving on.
Here I am telling him to do his homework. He won the Office Bowl.
Uh-huh.
Doing better than me. San Diego at Oakland.
San Diego.
Middle of the Bay.
San Diego.
San Diego.
I took Oakland last week as a goof, and it cost me.
I've always had a soft spot for Oakland because of the Super Bowl teams from the 70s, but yeah, I'm going with San Diego.
I always, for some reason, I think that maybe that's what it is. For some reason, I always think that the Raiders are better than they are. It must be some fragmented phantom in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From when they actually were good.
It's the Raider dynasty that lived long ago, you know?
But like the Raiders that I knew that were good were the L.A. Raiders.
Oh, I forgot your age, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't know the Oakland Raiders before they were the new Oakland Raiders.
They're probably going to be the L.A. Raiders again anyway, so...
They're the only major city that doesn't have a fucking football.
And they want one there desperately. So. In this game, the last game of the week, Monday night, I can't figure out how this game ends up on Monday night.
I don't know how they do the scheduling. I don't get it.
Well, I know I understand the scheduling. I don't understand the TV scheduling. Okay, because this Monday night game, all I can think is Atlanta had a Monday night game coming, and unfortunately, the only opponent they could give them were the Jets. So it's New York at Atlanta. This is a very important game for the Jets, all kidding aside. Ryan is coaching for his job this year, and at 2-2, he's already halfway to the amount of wins I thought he would end up with.
And he's already halfway to the amount of wins it's going to take to can his ass. Oh, yeah. No, he's about a quarter of the way to the wins. The losses it's going to take to can his ass.
Dude, if this guy manages to get this team 9-7, I think he might hold on to his job.
This dude managed to get this team to the first round of the playoffs. This guy holds on to his job.
Well, yeah, automatically. But I'm saying the 9-7 with the team he's got, I think they might keep him around.
I doubt it.
You know,
other than he's a fan, people like him.
It depends who's available.
That's also true. To fill a spot. What are we else for? Is this our last game?
This is it. New York Jets at Atlanta.
Hotlanta, sir.
Yeah, this is a heartfelt. If I go with the Jets, my heart's telling me to go with Atlanta, but I'm gonna flip on it. I'll probably flip-flop on it.
Probably. We'll let them know next week what your final picks were.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you for joining me again this week, Coach Buck, in studio to talk football and the state of sports in general. And thank you to all our dear listeners for hanging out and checking out the show, even though we didn't have much for you this week.
And thanks for our live studio audience tonight.
Yes. Thank you. Special thanks to the live studio audience. Casey, thank you for joining us. Woo! That's right. Well, this has been another lovely edition of SportsWreck. Make sure that you check us out on AirWreckRadio.com
and tweet us and like us on Facebook.
Where can they tweet you?
They can tweet me at BuckPoint, and they can tweet you at AirWreckRadio.
Yes.
And
CW Payne.
You got it.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us on SportsWreck.
Talk to you next week.
Say goodnight, Will.
Good night.